Oh my god, dude.
Yes! Oh my god! Oh my god! Yes!
Yeah! You're not.
Let's go!
No, brother.
Let's go! I'm running around the house! I'm running around the house!
Good calls, good bravery.
Whoa! Back up. Play safe.
No, Rudy!
Am I unmuted? Okay.
Oh no, Rudy!
I'm sending lol GG. I'm blocking.
Rudy, the gas station!
Look at this thing on it! This thing on it!
Hi, welcome to the Quackdown podcast, episode 3. I'm Tyler.
This is Rudy.
I'm Fernando.
And let's get right into it. Anybody got anything mean to say?
I guess I was just telling him there's this building that I drive by in Denver a lot, and ever since our first episode, I can't help but think of you now when I drive past it because of the way it's like it's got a lot of holes. This building, I'm sure. How do you feel about this?
It's not bad.
It's
It's
worse
not
in
bad.
person. This
It's not
makes it
bad.
seem like it's more like rhombuses, but like
No, I
you look at it
don't-
underneath, I'm like it's just
interesting.
straight
Buildings
holes.
I don't have an issue with.
No?
It's like naturally occurring shit that doesn't look natural. You know what I mean? Like The Last of Us. I've been rewatching The Last of Us.
Really? That's super unprofessional, dude.
Sorry, my mommy. So Last of Us, I'm rewatching it, and there's a zombie that has like part of its face is like decaying, and there's like holes everywhere. That
was too much.
yeah, buildings, whatever.
I'm gonna try and find a way to somehow segue that irrational fear of yours into every episode that we do.
And wait, you sent me that clip of like they spun that dough that was rising,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
and then they spun it and it collapses and creates all those holes.
I can kind of see how that one's a bit unsettling.
No, and oh man, I saw something else that's not in the same vein, but there's this movie on like this horror channel, and it's about this monster, and it seems like the dumbest fucking idea I've ever seen, but it's this monster, and it's like made out of teeth. So I'll show you a picture of it.
Ew.
It'll trigger this for you because that's how like unsettling it is. Just imagine these teeth, just these two, glued all over somebody's body, like head to toe.
Awful.
Yeah.
Is that what the tooth fairy looks like?
That's a good idea for a horror movie.
They had
dude. Holy shit.
They had two fairies in Hellboy 2, I believe.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I never saw two. Golden Army? I
Yeah,
never saw that.
It's pretty decent. I like it. Anyway, it's fun. It's not a great movie, obviously, but they're fun.
Yeah, but holes are bad.
What about that? I don't know if it was. I can't remember what type of people it was, but like the city that's built into a mountain, that ancient city that's built into a mountain that we learned about in school. You know what I'm talking about?
The one in Peru?
Are you talking about like Mesa
No.
Verde?
Yes, I think so. Yes.
I can picture it now. Yeah.
The one in Peru is Machu Picchu, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
on top of a mountain. It's built into a mountain.
That
They're still kind of built into the mountain.
But this
a little
one,
bit.
I
this
know-
is like
in the side of
they
the mountain.
carved out a portion
Yeah,
of the mountain.
it looks cool.
Yeah.
Where is that again? You remember?
Pretty sure Mesa Verde, Colorado.
Wait, that's here?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that part.
Oh, really? Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah, I believe.
Hey
it is
Siri,
there.
where's Mesa Verde?
The way she gets this. Yeah, as she said.
Oh.
Oh. What happened?
Oh.
What?
She tried to answer it on my watch. Now she's all pissed. And now we're gonna get a zoom in of somebody.
You better apologize.
Did she have the answer?
I don't know. There's gonna be a portion of the video where it goes, just zooms in and out. It's gonna be great.
Awesome.
Are you asking me if those buildings trigger that?
Yeah.
No,
Oh, I can't imagine why.
and not naturally occurring. That's the key.
Not naturally
Bees,
occurring.
naturally occurring. Zombies, naturally occurring. Barnacles, naturally occurring.
That bread clip isn't technically naturally occurring.
But it's not like...
It's man-made.
Yeah, but
technically.
like, we didn't construct it to have holes. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't make
Okay.
the bread with the intention of there being holes there.
So
They built those buildings with the intention of the holes.
Okay.
Don't mind me. I'm just gonna see what kind of. I'm
Look,
gonna show you some
look
pictures.
Look up the phobia, and the first picture that comes up, because I was looking at this yesterday. The first picture that comes up gives you an idea of what the zombie like looked like in The Last of Us.
Trypophobia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it has tripe in the name.
What does tripe mean?
I'm pretty sure it's the lining of the pit
Oh,
stomach that's
yeah.
in Manolo that we talked about that one time.
Woo! I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie. This is making me really.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like
Yeah.
it either.
Yeah, yeah.
Like your hands getting sweaty.
No, it's caffeine. I'm all... Yeah, no, not
So
good.
those like wasp nests that you see like built in corners and
nah.
stuff.
How do you
No.
feel with that?
I don't like
No.
wasp nests.
Oh, okay.
No. Fuck you. Especially the little tendrils coming
I
out
mean,
of her holes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say. I
Yes.
mean, I can get why
That's-
it's like gross. Do you just find it like gross, or like are you like genuinely afraid of it? Or
No,
like,
we talked about this on the first one. I'm not like afraid of it. It's just it grosses me
Disgusting.
out. I'm disgusted.
I see.
Like immediately disgusted.
I see.
Oh, this one I guess is
What
kind
about
of.
lava rock?
No, that's kind of dope.
That's very porous.
Yeah. But it's a
Okay.
rock.
What about?
Remember
That's
we talked about
naturally-
this.
that's
We talked
naturally
about that.
occurring.
We talked about this on the end. I could see the end.
You could see the end of honeycombs. They're not forever.
Yeah, but they don't.
What about the? I only say this because it prompted it on the Google search. The eyeballs on like bugs, like flies.
No.
If they're zoomed in.
Because that's what brought this up originally was you talking about the butterfly in SpongeBob.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's coming full circle now.
Yep.
That's right.
No, bugs, not a big deal.
All right. We're gonna
It's unnatural natural.
we're gonna check back in on this next week.
Yeah, sure we
somehow.
will. Sure we will. Oh man, there was something I was going to talk about, but I totally forgot what it was. So we'll circle back.
Do any of us, I guess, besides you now, do you have like an irrational fear of anything?
It's not super irrational, but like I hate heights.
I do too.
I could build myself up to do something that involves heights, but like it takes a lot of mental like prep and being like I'm gonna be okay once I do this. Cause like I was in a summer camp one time and we went to this one place that like had a bunch of zip lines and stuff. And it took me preparing myself to even jump off of the zip line thing.
But you did it?
Yeah,
Nice.
eventually.
Okay. my hands were drenched in sweat.
What's that video of that guy like getting ready to do the bungee cord and he goes, "Let me ask you something. Let me tell you something."
yeah, yeah,
Oh, is
yeah.
that what it's from?
Yeah.
I sent it to so many people.
It's
There's
so
someone edited that
funny.
voiceover with this mouse cornered by a cat.
Oh, yeah, that's a funny
Dude,
one.
it's so funny.
See, that I don't think I could ever do. I don't think I could do bungee jumping or skydiving.
I could do indoor skydiving.
Well,
No.
yeah, because where's the
You couldn't do indoor skydiving?
harm in indoor?
No, because I would always worry about there being a power outage or something, and that
And you
fan
just-
just drops you. Yeah,
but you're
no.
not like that high,
you
right?
can. You can
They've gotta have-
absolutely get
they've
really
gotta
high in
have
that.
Generators.
Generators?
You gotta have generators there.
I mean,
as a
yeah,
backup.
but those don't kick on immediately. That it still takes a second.
I would do indoor just because, like, I'm not gonna die.
I could get hurt. But am I gonna
You can
die?
absolutely hurt yourself.
Yeah, no,
but-
I'm saying I'm
yeah,
gonna
but
get
why
hurt.
even put yourself in that situation if you
It's about the risk. Risk and reward.
risk- What reward do you get out of that?
Did it come
remember-
back to
I
you? Yeah.
remember-
what is
Okay.
it?
Bruno Mars. It
Oh.
came out that he apparently has a $50 million debt with MGM casinos.
Wow.
$50 million.
Yo, that Vegas residency is really screwing him.
Yeah,
isn't it?
he's one-upped you.
What is that supposed to mean?
You've only lost $300 of somebody else's money.
Oh. Oh wow.
300?
Yeah. So we went to Vegas.
Uh-huh.
You know this story.
I remember immediately losing 100 of someone
Yeah.
else's money.
So one of our buddies more wealthy than
He
us.
said black or red. I just said red.
Hands him a $100 chip. We go to a roulette table. Says, put it on black or red. Rudy puts it down, loses it. 50-50 chance. Whatever. One time, sure. Throughout the trip, he gets $200 more from this man. Loses it. Both.
Yeah, sounds about right.
And our buddy was like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Whatever. Because he's just...
Literally, not even 30 seconds into walking into the first casino in Vegas. It's like, here's this.
Yeah, drops it.
Oh. Damn it.
Yeah, just puts it down.
Well, from that same trip, and I still get so aggravated thinking about it, and I know you do too. It was like 2, 3 in the morning, and him and I were at one of the roulette tables.
Was it that late?
It was really late.
Oh.
Yeah, we should have just gone to bed.
That's the motto of Vegas. We should have just gone to bed.
Exactly. And we were the only two at this roulette wheel, and this dealer was such a cocksucker, bro. We made our...
Why'd you whisper it? Who are you trying to not offend?
Nobody. It was for emphasis.
Usually you go up in volume for emphasis. Continue.
This guy was... we made our bets, and I don't remember what our bets were, but it landed on the double green 0. I'm like, all right, we lost. Make our bets again. And it lands on the double green 0. I'm like, dude, no way. And I should have listened to this man because his initial reaction was like, if it lands twice in a row on that, let's bet on the double green 0. I'm like, no. I'm like, there's no way it's gonna land there a third time.
Well, because they also had another green section that was like for the hotel. I think it was the Wynn or something, right?
Is that what it was?
The Wynn Hotel. It was one of the hotels and they made their own green section because there was a 0 and then a double 0, and then it had their own section above that. That was just like another green, wasn't it? Because like it landed on both of the greens, and then what are you cackling about? Because I have a story about you that I'm finally gonna bring up.
No, I have. When you're talking about the ring inside the ring, I'm picturing the Monster Mash scene from.
We gotta be in the innermost circle.
The Monster Mash is about the dance, the Monster Mash, which is dance to the song, the Monster Mash. But the Monster Mash song is not about the Monster Mash song; it's about the dance.
We need to write the innermost Monster Mash song.
What's your story about me?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so when we were sitting, I think it was all three of us were sitting at
I know exactly where he's going with
roulette
this.
table.
Yep.
And,
Yep.
Yeah.
I got so mad.
I have a policy. You guys
to not help
Your
friends?
policy is
Your policy is
bullshit,
to not help
dude.
friends?
Yeah.
It's not. There's no helping in roulette.
Yeah, there is, because when you're on a hot streak and we notice you're on a hot streak, we
follow suit.
We want to try and be like, oh, okay, Tyler knows something about the universe right now. Let's try and jump on
And
his
you're
hot
like,
streak.
nah.
And every time we tried to bet on a number that you're betting, you're like, oh, actually, guys, I'm sitting this one out. No.
And you'd lose.
Yeah, because you put it into the universe that you're the one on the fucking hot streak.
We even did this in preparation playing on GTA.
No, we did
I would
not.
do it in GTA
No.
too.
Absolutely
Not really.
not. Absolutely
No.
not. That's also fake fucking money. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You did not do that.
beyond
You did it
frustrated with
several
you.
times. It wasn't
Yeah.
even just once. You did it so many times.
That should have been.
I remember the
indication.
roulette table we were at.
That should have been your indication. Like, oh, maybe these guys are trying to like jump on this hot streak with me, and let's all
But-
fucking go home happy together.
But if
Fuck
if
too.
I take mine off, you should put yours somewhere else. Because if I'm putting those vibes into the universe of this one's not going to work, you go somewhere
But
else.
you didn't.
You counteract.
You didn't go. This one's not gonna work. As soon as we bet on what you were betting,
Yeah,
on,
you were
would be
just like,
nah,
no, I'm out.
Nah.
I'm out.
How
It
were
worked
you
out.
laughing about that? For you, it worked out for you. For you,
I think I did that once.
not once.
No. I'm saying I did it multiple times, but I'm saying it happened one time. And you remember my buddy that was on the trip with us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baller.
He.
Yeah.
He was dope.
I miss him. He was great.
Yeah.
He put it on the same one. I pulled it off. He lost. He never bet again the whole trip.
Yeah.
He was done.
That's
smarter
right.
than us. Smarter than us.
Yeah. Yeah, for real.
That dude, he was fun.
It was a good time.
He was really cool.
Was he the one that gave you the title of the liqueur connoisseur? Was
Well,
that
yeah,
him?
because we were all sitting at that bar in like that big booth,
Yeah.
and I think he asked me like, "Hey, what kind of drink do you like?" or something. I go, "I don't know. I'm not a liqueur connoisseur." And he brought out his phone so fast. He's going, "It's going on my Tinder profile, dude. I can't."
Oh, that's
He's like,
right.
"That's too good."
I wrote that in my notes. I'm like, how am I supposed to spell it? Like how he said it. Liqueur connoisseur.
I also remember that trip. You had the pen, the little vape.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't it demolished within a day?
No.
Wait, did I have that?
Right? And
Maybe.
for the whole trip, he's going, this thing
Oh!
is not working.
Oh,
this thing is not
the
working.
patch thing. Yeah, yeah.
He's covering
was
the
dumb.
airflow holes.
Oh, that's right.
And as soon as he
It
moved
still
out,
didn't work.
It did.
It did not work.
It did, right?
It did not
It
work.
didn't work for you.
Well, right. Even the one that you got me later.
You're Superman when
we
it
were
comes to
back-
that stuff.
I guess.
What stuff?
That stuff.
Uh,
We have to remember,
I don't like that brand. It's a bad brand.
it is a bad brand. And
Really?
I'm glad I gave up on it.
You did?
It's expensive, and
Yeah. Oh yeah.
they break really quick.
It's terrible.
Yeah, anyway, we don't need to talk about the brand without talking about the brand unless they start
True.
paying us.
The other thing I didn't like about that trip, and this is way smaller than the roulette
The
thing.
wind.
Well, that sucked.
The
That
fact that
sucked
at
a
least
lot.
2 of us got COVID right after that trip.
Oh, did
Who?
you?
I did.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, really?
For sure.
Oh,
I was so
'cause that was
I
December, right
remember.
before.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I
That's
was
right.
crazy sick.
Who's
for
the
like
other
a
person?
week.
There are other buddy? Liqueur connoisseur buddy? Or
I thought it was the other one.
oh
Because
really?
he was sick, but like,
He also stayed there longer.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right.
But just the fact that you needed to go to In-N-Out so many times.
Okay, to be fair, I also hated that, but that was the most cost-efficient meal we had the whole time we were there.
yeah, you get a lot of food for not a lot
that
of
was
money.
the only
Yeah,
perk.
I guess, but that's not why we're not going to Vegas to save money. Who goes to Vegas to save money?
Well, after I just lost all of it, it was really helpful.
Like, I want the majority of my expenses going to having fun, gambling, that kind of stuff. So if food is going to impact
Yeah,
that,
but also Vegas has great food other
understand
other
that.
than In-N-Out, which we didn't have in Colorado at the time.
yeah, that's why I like
but now
it.
we do. Yeah.
If we go now, I'm not as over. No, I'd still. It's just.
Yeah, don't lie to yourself.
Think about it. You've had a couple of drinks in Vegas. You've come off a losing or a winning streak. You go. You wait 15 minutes for a
Some
burger.
soggy fries.
No, you
Their fries
so-
are definitely half and half.
just and you are like, oh, you shouldn't have to order them. You have to order them well done. If you don't order them well done, I agree with you. They're not good.
No, whoever said no. Did you say that? You shouldn't, or did I say that?
No,
Who were you pointing at?
he said you shouldn't have to order them well done.
I
Like
agree.
you shouldn't have to say that.
I agree.
yeah.
But like, I still think like you guys and the fries are in the very, very vocal minority of In-N-Out customers, because otherwise,
You are the only person I've talked to that actually enjoys the fries.
again, you're
Yeah, I
in a
was gonna say,
bubble.
that's
What bubble?
definitely
I'm
not-
asking,
definitely
you're
not.
I'm
surrounding-
asking other In-N-Out
You're surrounding
lovers.
yourself with
I've
sycophants
I've never seen people review
and
fries.
yes men.
I've never seen people review fries.
We'll
I've
get
watched
them.
a lot
We'll get
of
them next
videos.
week. We'll get them next week. We'll eat them here.
Well, I can
That doesn't
Google
matter.
it right
McDonald's and Wendy's fries are always top of the fucking food chain. Every single time.
We will blind taste test them.
now. I don't even have to taste them. I
Why
can
do we gotta
look
be
at 'em.
blind?
It'll
Why-
be this
you know?
sad,
I can make you
Flaccid
guess too.
fry.
What do you want?
and that'll be the In-N-Out fry. I don't even have to taste it.
The only thing that In-N-Out really has going for it is animal style.
Well, and the fact that their fries are like freshly peeled in the store.
So
Not
is
freshly
Wendy's.
fried, bro.
So
They
is
are
Wendy's.
right then and there.
So is Wendy's.
Yeah, McDonald's is not.
But they're still bomb. Like what?
There's
Nah, you're
too much salt.
wild.
There's
You're
too
wild.
much salt.
The
on
Wendy's
McDonald's.
fries is supreme for me. I don't think McDonald's fries are
Wendy's
what they
fries
used to
are
be.
flame. I love
Wendy's
McDonald's
fries remind me of like Dave and Buster's fries. Like
How often are you going to Dave and Buster's?
That's what I'm saying.
that's what I'm saying. They're not unique.
What?
What? That's not what we
They're
were
not
asking.
wait.
That's not what we were saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying I don't like Wendy's fries. That's what I'm trying to get across. They're too thick.
I think you're just trying to be different.
Oh, you're
No, I'm not
wild.
trying to be different.
You're
I'm trying to
wild.
say that like
You're
the
trying to
In-N-Out
defend
fries.
In-N-Out.
Well,
to
they're
a point.
delicious. They're delicious.
They're-
You're trying
they're
to
not as good as
defame In-N-Out to a
in my
point.
opinion, they're not as good as what the hype brings them up to be.
Well, here's my
It's
thing with
just
In-N-Out.
because it's like it was a
People-
West Coast thing.
People hype the wrong thing when it comes to In-N-Out.
What are they hyping?
They're
What do you
hyping
think?
like the quality of food and the taste. And I'm like, no, because their food is above average at best for the majority of their menu. You can say whatever you want about the fries, but a burger when you're like a little drunk,
Sure. Yeah. I'll
Hits.
give you
Hits.
that.
All burgers are great.
hang on. It's the price too. I can get a double for $3.
Yeah, but the caveat there is you have to wait in line for 30 minutes.
Yeah, if you're a doofus and you go at the wrong times.
What's the right time? When is it
Colorado,
not
there's
packed?
There's only been one time you've told me there was a short line at In-N-Out. There's
I've-
been so many times where you've gone to In-N-Out and it's
I
been
just
an
don't tell you
hour
about all of
later
it.
that you've came back.
I just don't tell you about all of them. The longest I've spent recently is 20 minutes in line. At most.
And you don't think that's still a crazy amount of time for
It
fast
is,
food?
but like
is that through a drive-through or are you going in?
drive through.
That's insane.
What about like
That's not-
Chick-fil-A
that's
at like
not
its height
fast food.
hours?
It's the same.
Still
It's
not
the
20
same
minutes.
thing. It's the same thing.
It's
but that's not
it's
what we're comparing
they're
it to.
they're cooking it live. Like
Chick-fil-A definitely isn't.
no, they're not. I'm saying
It still
In-N-Out.
has a
saying-
line.
he's saying
still
In-N-Out
has a
is.
crazy. Oh.
In-N-Out's cooking it live. Like all your
Okay.
food is prepared right then and there.
Okay.
It's a weird word to use.
a lot of
live.
different stuff still does that.
Yeah.
Wendy's still does that. McDonald's kind of does that. Taco Bell definitely doesn't.
McDonald's does not do that.
Yeah, they do. They don't have all. They have such a big menu. They can't have all of that pre-made.
But
I've
most
waited
of that stuff
so
is
many
in
times
the same like it's the same ingredients at the base.
Because like when
Fernando be popping his head in the drive-through window like when y'all got set up.
there's been so many times where I've waited for McDonald's when there's nobody been in line and they go, you gotta wait. We're
See,
making this.
like here's
Nuggets.
what I think.
Nuggets, hot and spices.
McDonald's is fast food with emphasis on the fast. In-N-Out is fast food with emphasis on the food. It's still a lot of food in a short amount of time, which is what makes it fast. There's a drive-through. It's not like sit down and order. The menu's small. But McDonald's, it's like, yeah, you're going to be in and out of there with your food. It's not going to be great. It's a 4 out of 10 every time.
What are you ordering at Mickey D's, Tyler?
Yeah. straight
Nothing.
up.
They suck. I don't like McDonald's.
I do only partake in the spicy McChickens or the spicy crispy sandwich. That's it. I can't think of the last time I had one of their burgers, to be honest.
Really, their McDoubles are fire.
I don't doubt it, but they just don't sit well with me anymore. I just
I
go with the
see.
chicken. But
I also just kind of have a vendetta against Wendy's right now with their whole surge pricing.
That's the
they
dumbest- that's the
they
dumbest thing in
revoked
the
it
world.
within
Oh,
48
they
hours.
did?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, because that was
That's stupid.
horrid idea.
100%. It's the
Especially for
dumbest thing.
Wendy's, because like it's not like you can only get that kind of food at Wendy's.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I'd understand it for something that's like more unique to the area,
So
but it's
what?
I don't know. I don't care.
There's
it's
not-
Wendy's. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna pay $4 more for.
Right.
I'm like, y'all better post a schedule of when these price hikes are happening. When's the happy hour now? That's actually crazy. That's probably what it would have been.
Yeah.
Some sort of happy hour through fast food.
But then that happy hour would have been when everybody went, so the prices would have gone up. So it's
So
not
it's
a
just
happy
back
hour.
and
Yep,
forth.
they would have just
Yeah.
kept changing it. Yeah.
It's
That was a dumb idea.
No, I think because there's a reason like I can go to In-N-Out, I could get food for all of us, plus some that we'd have leftovers for under $25, including drinks and everything for everybody. And those would be filling burgers, filling fries. I'd get them well done because I know you guys are babies. And then don't go like, "Ooh," you know.
That's not being a baby. It's just it's to his point. It's you shouldn't have to ask for a certain thing in a different way to make it actually good.
Like, why
What
not
about
just fix
burgers?
it? Why not just fix it? What about
What do
the
you mean?
burgers?
What do you mean?
You ask for them rare, medium.
It's meat.
Yeah.
We're talking about fucking potatoes.
Yeah, these are potatoes.
They should a French fry should be a standard like crispiness across the board. No one should ever. Who wants a rare fry?
Nobody.
Exactly. That's
called
what
eating a
they
potato.
are.
That's called eating a potato.
In-N-Out fries are rare. As rare as they could be.
Oh, no way.
They're mooing, dude. They are mooing.
The potatoes?
You know what I'm getting at.
I don't know. What sound does a potato make? Just
You
walk
listen
into a
real
grocery
close.
store, just.
That would creep me out so much.
The potatoes are talking
Yeah.
to you. What about the sweet potatoes?
They'd be a
Just
little.
higher
They'd be a
pitch.
little
So
nicer.
good. Sweet potatoes are fire.
Sweet potato fries?
So good.
Not a fan.
Really?
Yep. Too
So
sweet.
good.
Could have guessed that one. Wait, hold on. Not even the sweet potato fries at Village Tavern when we still had it?
I could stomach them. Not a fan.
Really?
Yeah. Their potato chips, like the actual potato chips, fire though.
I don't remember having their potato
They
chips.
would slice the potatoes and fry the potatoes so they were like thicker
Oh.
and they were little, not well done, but they were big slices of potatoes. They were crunchy on the outside, chewy on the inside. Delicious.
Mm.
I also miss their nachos.
Nachos. Their nachos are fire. What is go but no, you yeah.
Okay, so they're doing a new Jurassic Park.
Oh yeah.
Like a sequel to like the Chris Pratt
No,
No.
so it takes place between the first and the second movie,
of the original.
the originals.
Okay.
And so I think they're calling it Jurassic Park again, which I'm down for because I'm sick of Jurassic World.
Okay.
Because those movies also got really stupid. They're fun, but they're stupid.
Mhm.
And it's about like a group of scientists that were trapped on the island after the escape in the first movie, and like a team that gets sent in to like rescue them. It's directed by the guy that did Rogue One,
Okay.
and ScarJo's in it,
Okay.
and I think it has a chance to genuinely like revive. I say revive by like reviews revive the franchise, because like the franchise still like does incredible amounts of money at the box office.
Well-
Every single movie that they've done with Chris Pratt has made over $1 billion.
What are you banking on that you think it's gonna like revamp it all? Just the
I
director?
think the director especially, because he also did what was that new The Creator. He did
Oh,
The
really?
Creator, yeah. So
I like that.
he knows how to do like big scale and make things, because like that there's a couple scenes in The Creator where, like, I think when the tanks are rolling through the village and you just see the trees kind of doing this, I immediately thought of Jurassic Park when I saw that.
Mm.
Just the T-Rex stomping through the trees, but you can't see him because the tree. Oh, that's one of my favorite scenes of all time in any movie. But I think they need, like for Jurassic Park, they need a darker tone, and the dinosaurs have to be scary again. Because like,
Were they not really in the new ones?
no.
No. More just
Like the
action
second
and-
movie, kind of, but like the final movie,
First one, it kind of was that when they made the new dinosaur.
it was a little scary, but then it just kind of evolved into explosions,
Right, yeah.
action.
Yeah.
Like the very, very first movie, like you had the raptors hunting people down.
The raptors were
Like,
scary for sure.
The Dilophosaurus that looks all cute, but then it goes.
Oh yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Definitely
and-
didn't look cute
Ugh.
at first.
Well, it made cute sounds. It goes.
Oh, I guess.
And it kind of hops around. It goes. And it kind of does the dog head tilt when it's trying to like. Yeah, no, it's a cute. Of the dinosaurs, it's a cutie.
I guess. I would have called those little green ones cute, if anything.
The
little-
compies? No, I can't call those cute. You know the second movie with just Jeff Goldblum?
I think so. When they did a bunch of those.
Yeah, and they like the one guy in the second movie dies because he's eaten to death by like a
Bunch of them.
100 of those little tiny ones.
Yeah.
They're not cute anymore to me. They're
Okay.
evil.
So, but
It's like
but
prairie
that one is
dogs.
still cute after spitting whatever it spat at that dude's face.
I was saying it was
and
cute
the dragon thing.
up until that point.
Okay, so the same thing with the green ones then.
The compies?
What I don't know what they're called. You're the dinosaur guy here.
Compsognathuses.
Okay, sure.
The compies.
Yeah. You've seen them before. They're little tiny babies. They look like baby velociraptors.
I'd call them baby lawn nets, aren't they?
No.
They
Long
definitely
necks.
didn't look like velociraptors.
Do you want me to pull up a picture of? Look up compy dinosaur on your phone, because They're definitely like, they look like little tiny velociraptors. Judging me on my dinosaur knowledge, I'm fucking livid about this one.
These things?
Com-
Compsognathus?
Compsognathus.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah, they're like little velociraptors.
That we know of.
Dude, I'm sick of them. Just stop finding out new things about dinosaurs, because they're saying now that the T-Rex might be like an amalgam of like 3 different dinosaurs. Like there might not have been just a T-Rex.
Mm-hmm.
The stuff that like the bones that are very similar, it's like 3 different types of dinosaurs that are like.
Didn't they also propose that a good amount of dinosaurs had feathers as well?
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
like the majority of them, like and especially like
They're not just like the reptiles that
No,
we know of. They're
they're pretty much saying like almost every dinosaur we know of was more bird-like, including
Right.
like Triceratops, which
Oh,
T-Rex.
weird to think about.
T-Rex, I get kind of having feathers.
Triceratops?
Triceratops, no way,
No.
no way. Same with like the long necks. Can you imagine one of those just feathered up to the, just a big ass bird? Like, stop making them birds. I liked when they were lizards. I'm pretty sure that's what Tyrannosaurus means, is like terrible lizard in the name.
Wow.
And now they're like, nah, it's a bird.
well, aren't like chickens and stuff the closest relatives to those types of dinosaurs?
Yeah.
So like I guess it kind of made sense, because like why would they spawn feathers over time? Does that make sense? Why would they evolve to have
Yeah.
feathers?
What is your guys' favorite dinosaur?
I'm a big fan of the T-Rex. Yeah.
I think the long necks are pretty cool, but velociraptors are also sweet.
I
Yeah.
think velociraptors are the coolest because like it's been proven that like they could have become the dominant species on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
They could have?
Yeah, that's how intelligent they were.
Yeah,
Really?
Is
they're
like,
major pack animals.
Yeah.
and
They're-
dude,
they're like everything that they knew about velociraptors, it was like if they didn't go extinct, they could have wiped out like humanity and become the dominant animal on the planet.
Wow.
they were like
Sweet.
the ancient wolf.
But like
Wolf packs
more
are
so
so fucking cool.
because like velociraptors would like learn to communicate with each other and like send out signals that all the other raptors knew of, and it's like, and oh god, they would like bait you in. It's terrifying.
Oh,
Terrifying.
I was going to say Triceratops. I just think they're like tanks.
They are.
Mhm.
I also like
Tanks.
the Pachycephalosaurus.
What's that one?
It's the one that looks it looks like a middle-aged man with the like, you know, where they have the
Oh.
ball up here and then they kind of have the hair going around the sides.
Oh,
You know
I
what I'm
think I
talking
know
about?
which one.
That's a
Just-
dinosaur?
Humans, but like, you know, the when you go totally bald on top and then you have like the wraparound hair that's still kind of
Yeah.
there. Yeah, that, but in a dinosaur form.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
Sounds awful.
Pachycephalosaurus.
What was the one? What's the dinosaur that kind of looks like like kind of has like a mohawk? Do you know what I'm talking about?
The Spinosaurus, whatever.
I don't think I can't imagine they were any bigger than like a raptor,
That
but they
has a
just kind of had
mohawk.
like a.
I know what you're talking about. It's
Yeah.
something Odon.
You're
Something.
very knowledgeable in dinosaurs. I want you to know.
That was like all I did growing up. My parents like,
Did you have a Zoo Books subscription?
yeah,
Did you really?
yeah. Let's see. Yeah, no. When I was like 2 or
Jealous.
3, every single day, my parents just let me watch Jurassic Park on repeat.
Wow.
Bold decision for a 2-year-old, but it worked. I'm here.
Came out okay.
I think so.
Are we boring you?
Boring myself. No. I was looking at it. It's that time. So we're at the 30-minute mark. That means movie time. I picked this week's movie.
Yeah. What'd you pick?
I picked The Gentleman because there's a new show out on Netflix, The Gentleman. It's based off the world that this movie builds, but I don't think they take place in the same universe. But I'm going to describe it in the way that I describe movies. Okay, you ready for this? So it's a movie about Matthew McConaughey. That's not his name in the movie, just an actor. And
Just an actor.
he's American, but he lives in London, and he's like a drug lord, kind of,
Mhm.
but just for like weed. And that's as good as I can get. Colin Farrell's in it. Who else is in it? Jeremy Strong from Succession. Love him.
Mm-hmm.
Love him. You guys don't know that because you haven't watched Succession.
I was pilot.
And will not.
You
I will
You
one day.
You will. Anyway, so we'll be back after we watch that. I'm not sure if it's available anywhere on streaming again, but yeah, we'll be back.
All right, let's go watch a movie.
Hey guys, this is Rudy from the Quackdown podcast. If you guys love electronic dance music, be sure to check out my own DJ radio show called Axiom Radio with Drebin. It's a 2-hour monthly radio show hosted by me. For the first hour, I play some of the best tunes that I found for the month and piece them together for a euphoric journey. The second hour, I pass the decks to a guest mix of the month where they finish off the journey however they please. So if you like trance, melodic house, or techno, check out Axiom Radio with Drebin on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast listening app. And be sure to give me a follow on Instagram at drebin.music to stay up to date on the show.
Hello, listeners of the Quackdown. I'm here coming at you with your week's duck fact. And it is that ducks are outgoing social animals. That's why you always see them in large groups of not only the same type of duck, but other ducks are included in the group as well. So if you see a duck by himself, he might not be the best duck. Thank you for tuning into this week's duck fact. Now back to the Quack.
All right, welcome back. We just finished watching The Gentleman, filmed by Guy Ritchie. Before we get started,
Oh.
did you not know that?
Guy Ritchie did Rat
Yeah.
the Man.
Yeah,
Oh.
Yeah, that's why I...
Okay.
yeah. Ratings. We've all seen it before. You haven't.
I
He-
actually,
he did not.
Actually,
You have not seen it ever.
He
I
confirmed.
don't think I've seen the full thing. No, because when I was
Interesting.
watching, I was like, "Oh, I do not know about this or remember this." So
Interesting.
yeah, I
Okay.
haven't actually seen the whole thing.
Okay, so you rating first.
It could have been better. No, I'm
Really?
just kidding. No, it was really good. It was really good, of course. Probably an 8.
Yeah.
Just because Matthew McConaughey, even though he's like not in it that much,
Yeah.
he
steals
great.
the scene every
Yeah.
time.
He's described as like the protagonist at the beginning,
Right.
and he's like not really the focus the whole movie.
Yeah.
But the scenes he is in kills
He's
it.
amazing.
Incredible. 8.
8
8.
for sure.
I'd say an 8 or a 9.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's one of the movies that got screwed by COVID.
Oh, was it
That
that?
came
was
out
it that
then?
time?
It came out like right,
Or it got delayed?
It got delayed, and then it because it came out in theaters right before COVID hit, and it's a Guy Ritchie movie, so like it's not gonna make a ton of money.
In 2020 or 2019?
I think 2020,
Wow, I thought
Yeah.
it was way older. Not way older, but I thought it was
because
a
it
lot
came
older
out, and then
for
I'm
some
pretty sure the
reason.
next year Wrath of Man came out, 2021.
Really?
Yeah, because Wrath of Man was direct to digital. That was one of
Really?
those movies where they all kind of came out and they're like, let's just. That was when they started
Just put
doing
'em out there.
this
that's-
is $30 to rent it. It
Right.
would have gone to theaters. Now you can watch it at
Oh,
home.
that sucks. Wrath of Man is so good. That would be
So,
such a good theater watch.
They honestly both got crushed by COVID. This movie, probably wouldn't have had a huge box office, but it should have not been a box office bomb.
Well, I mean, it has a crazy amount of good actors in it.
Yeah.
It has a stat cast for sure.
And I think my favorite part about the movie is normally mob stories that we get, like gangster mobster stories, are about like alcohol or like hard drugs. So to
Mhm.
switch it up and just have it be about weed, I think they easily could have gone deep into the weed, but the weed was just it was like a minor detail.
Yeah.
The rest of the story is about like the business.
It was
dealings
just the basis
mob.
of the weed was just the basis of his empire
Yeah.
in the UK.
Which I like that this movie does that because not everybody's like into weed or whatever. but it's a really good backdrop where it's like, yeah, I guess they have the interesting line of like in 10 years or whatever when it's legal in the UK, like this is going to be worth more to the people that have made it legal now
Right.
because they don't have this infrastructure you do.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like that's not at all a bargaining chip with like heroin, cocaine,
Right.
anything else. So I really like that. I think it's a unique choice.
I really dig Guy Ritchie's like storytelling. The way he just the way he tries slow, like we said with Wrath of Man, like the way he tries to piece everything together. I mean, just like all that, and also like in Snatch, he's got like those quick cut edits. What's with the faces? I hate when this happens.
No, we're on a different.
Yeah.
He just did remind me of something that I laugh at. I don't think we've even talked about it yet.
We'll talk about it when you're done with your thought.
All right. Snatch. The video editing.
Yeah.
Like that scene with McConaughey at the very beginning when he's in the pub. Just like the shot of the bartender just like pouring the beer, like the quick cuts. I love seeing those.
Edgar Wright does that too.
What do you do?
He did Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Baby
yeah.
Driver. He does a lot of those like kind of like time to the beat, but there's no beat. You know, like it's like
Right. Because he does it like what at World's End every time you hit the pub.
Yeah.
Those quick edits. Exactly, and it's so satisfying each time.
I think he just loves the sound of beer on tap because it's in a lot of his movies.
He has one on set at all times.
They wheel in a bum on the sets over there in the corner.
That was the director's hand. He was pouring himself a pint. But yeah, I really like how he goes about that. The quick cuts, the story. What else what's another one of his big movies?
Man from Uncle, but I don't think you've seen that.
I haven't seen that yet.
That was a poster in the movie in
Yeah.
the background. You haven't seen Man from Uncle
Mm-mm.
That's a good one.
with Henry Cavill?
And,
That's honestly
pretty
one
good.
of Henry Cavill's.
Arnie.
Armie Hammer, the
Armie
cannibal.
Hammer.
Did you not know that?
Oh no, we did talk about that. I was like, wait, he's not in Hollywood anymore. But why?
No, he's a cannibal. Or a wannabe cannibal at bare minimum. There's no proof that he's actually eaten anybody, but he's expressed a lot of interest in it.
Was that the reason he's no longer in movies? I thought it was like something else. Wasn't it like some sort of like allegation, or did he go bankrupt or something?
No,
Nothing like that.
it was the cannibalism. It was.
Like, I'm not
eating-
saying that's not a big enough reason for him to not be in Hollywood anymore, but
Listen,
I could have sworn there was something
what,
else.
You eat a couple people now and they kick you out of Hollywood? That's bogus.
I want my breakfast how I want my breakfast.
Next, you're going to tell me Harvey Weinstein, the financier, is out?
Get out of town.
Get out of town. Man's made a lot of movies. You're telling me he's a bad guy?
Nonsense.
No, I really like the way the story is laid out in this movie because it's like, obviously they do the thing where you're like, oh, did McConaughey get shot? Like right at the beginning.
Immediately,
And
yeah.
you know, like, you're like, oh, maybe he did because whatever. And then they like go back to the beginning and then they jump back to that point once they get there. And then like the story kind of plays out and it's like the movie hits a climax and then it's like, you think we're done. We're not done. And then they're like, boom, there's another mystery to unfold.
It does that a couple times.
Yeah, and then you get to the end and it's like, but who are the guys that went to whack them? Because it wasn't any of them, and then it's the Russians of the kid they accidentally killed.
Mm-hmm.
What was his name? Aslan.
Aslan.
The kid?
Aslan, yeah, something.
Isn't that the name of the lion?
That's exactly. so when he said Disneyland.
Yeah.
I like that line. What was this connecting thought you guys had?
Well, I don't
know
know.
if we're on
It
the
wasn't
same-
connected.
yeah,
No, we're
he
definitely
just-
not.
Looked at me, looked at a gesture I made.
Well,
and then-
it was when you did this. Have y'all seen Sketch? That guy that's blowing up on like TikTok and stuff?
Mm-mm.
You haven't seen him?
No.
Dude, he's so funny. He's so he's this guy. He wears glasses and he plays a lot of Madden.
Mhm.
And he has this like persona that it is kind of him, but he just really plays it up on stream. And he does this a lot. He goes, "What's up, brother?" it's so funny,
That's
dude. It's so funny. He has a lot of like quips and stuff. I'm surprised you haven't seen him, especially you. He's taken over TikTok and stuff.
That reminds me. Do you still follow that one really short dude that plays MLB? I forgot what his name was.
I haven't. I still follow him
Yeah?
just because I like to support him.
Was that on TikTok or was that YouTube?
I found him through TikTok, and I've watched a couple of his YouTube videos. He's really funny.
Let's go.
Yeah, he's so funny.
It's God, man, it's kind of crazy the random people we'll find on TikTok, and we just start following them because they're just so damn good at what they do.
Gonna go away soon, so
Yeah,
it's definitely getting banned.
I think.
Well, didn't that pass?
It passed the
passed.
House, it goes to the Senate, and then it goes to
Okay.
Biden, and they're all in on
And
banning
Biden said
it.
if that bill gets to his desk, he'll sign it.
And first of all, the bill is it's crazy. You read into it, and it's pretty much like now the government has the right to ban any app whenever they feel like it, just because they feel
It's
like
not
it's
exactly a good thing.
Yeah, like if it's not made by an American developer, they don't want any part of it, is essentially what this bill says. And it pretty much just opens the door for government to censor whatever they want.
Right.
Um,
Which is the whole reason Musk bought
which
Twitter, which is now X.
yeah, and he's now censoring people because a Nazi got found out, and he was like buddies with Musk on the platform beforehand. A Nazi doxed somebody else, so somebody doxed the Nazi. And now if you say the Nazi's real name, you get banned instantly.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But not the other person's name that the Nazi doxed.
So that didn't take long.
No.
At all.
Yeah. No. It's not free. It's like they went too far in the opposite direction. Like they didn't do the middle ground on Twitter or whatever of like everybody gets to think or everybody gets to talk or truly like, free speech. It's like free speech, but as long as you're saying stuff that we're saying now or that we like.
The approved
Yeah.
message.
It's, like Twitter was not free speech, but it's a public company, or it's a private company. So like, who cares?
Mm-hmm.
But like the banning of TikTok could have huge repercussions for everything going forward. Like, because they're trying to be wiggle roomy and being like, we won't ban it if you appoint a U.S. CEO. Like that's what's in the bill. That's not going to happen because the CEO of TikTok is not even Chinese. First of all, like the majority shareholder of the company is a Chinese entity, but the CEO is Taiwanese. Like I know
It's the same thing on my button. No, I'm just
it's. I think the worst clip I saw was like Nancy Pelosi, and she's like, "This isn't going to be an end to TikTok. We want to make TikTok better." And then she goes, "Tic tac toe, a winner." And
What?
I'm like, "Do you know what TikTok is? Have you ever used it? Have you ever looked at it? Because what the hell?"
I hate that this is like the one thing that they were so quick to just vote and agree on, and it's just something that they just don't
we have a
understand.
homeless problem. There's a student debt crisis.
Like this is what we're pushing to get
Like-
signed.
Did you hear about the story about the ambassador, the Chinese ambassador visiting San Francisco, and they cleaned up their homeless problem overnight?
Just for his presence?
Yes, because
There
San
was-
Francisco's known as like a very homeless,
Yeah.
like kind of dirty city,
Most
and they
like,
cleaned up it within a week of him showing up. And I think the mayor or somebody was like, "Well, don't you clean up your house before company comes over?" And everyone's like, "That's not the same, buddy. That's not the same thing."
that reminds me of the mayor of New York City when the migrants were coming through. He starts off and he's like, "This is a place for everybody. The Statue of Liberty is like, bring all, you're sick, you're cold, you're hungry, we will take them in." That's
What?
Ellis Island. And then like 2 weeks later, he's giving a press conference. He goes, "Please stop coming. We have no more room."
Yeah.
And he says that verbatim. And I'm like, first of all, New York, I think it's something like 40 or more % of apartments are just unoccupied.
In New York?
in New York.
I think it's like that same number for
I think
here
it's like
downtown.
national. It's a stupid amount that like just shows rent is like too high.
Yeah.
Unbelievably
It's
high. Yeah.
and it's come down and it's still too high. Like 2 years ago when it was like $2,000 for a 1-bedroom apartment, that's stupid. It's still stupid for it to be like $1,700, and that's in like Colorado. I can't even imagine Denver or much less New York City or San Francisco.
Right.
Well, there's that guy on TikTok that gives tours. He literally just goes up and asks people, "Hey, can I have a tour of
Oh,
your apartment
yeah.
in
Yeah,
New
yeah.
York?" And some people live in like a
closet.
apartment this big, and he goes, "How much do you pay for this?" They're like $800 a month for like this room, and you go, "How? What?"
Was it really $800?
What's also? Oh yeah.
I thought it would have been like 14.
It kind
still.
of varies, but they still go like, yeah, but I still love New York. You know, you can still like get the feeling of the city. And I go, what? It's like they're living in a movie in their head, trying to make New York still like, oh, but it's New York. You know, we're in the big
Well,
city.
they're-
At that point, I feel like they don't even care so much about like their home. They're just like, because at that point, if you have a house, apartment, and it's that small, you would find any reason to just not be there for most of your day.
Right. Yeah.
And I
Unless you
think
got a
that
nice
would
TV.
be the only mentality for that to work. What?
I said unless you got a nice TV.
Unless you got a nice TV, which probably wouldn't
it's-
fit in that closet room.
It's
know.
like the Vegas mindset where like, you know, people go crazy on like a nice Vegas room,
Mhm.
but you're in there for like sleep.
Right.
Right. What's the point?
That's what they do in New York. They're like, I'm not
Yeah.
even going to be in my apartment.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the park.
The livable apartments are insanely expensive just to have like a normal apartment that we would say is normal in
Here.
in Colorado.
Mhm.
Those apartments are like I honestly don't even know the price of rent or to buy one. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely insane.
Right.
Well, and it just goes back like the banning of TikTok is so silly. Because like if they're going to go with TikTok selling your data, which it is, and it sells a lot of it, which should be scary and should be scrutinized, Facebook does it more.
Yeah. There's
Gmail sells your emails.
Yeah.
Like these are huge companies that, yes, they're US backed, but they're doing the same thing, but they're doing it for the benefit of the US government.
Mhm.
TikTok is not. And yes, there should be watchdogs for TikTok. Like that would be the thing I'd put in place. But they're a little racist. And they look at it and they go, China bad.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And that's their whole thing. And I'm like, okay, everywhere is bad. We do just as much as China does, but you're only mad because China's doing it to us, even though we definitely do it to them too.
Mhm.
It's like, what the fuck? Why are we banning this? Why are we spending our time and money on this instead of like legalizing marijuana, which would easily win the Democrats the election?
I've been thinking about that lately. I think they're gonna hold that hostage and being like, hey, we already have the steps to take to
No.
legalize it, but this is just me thinking, they're probably gonna say like, if you vote Republican, they're probably not gonna do it. So don't trust them.
Oh.
Republicans are, I mean, they don't even have to say that. Republicans don't want weed legalized because they are so deep in like alcohol and cigarette lobbying money.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be even lobbying money. Just the taxes that the government would gain from weed alone would be unbelievably
Yeah.
helpful for the government.
You'd probably
And-
see like drunk driving go down. You'd see, I mean,
That's a fact. In
Yeah.
every state that's had recreational marijuana, all of that has gone down. And yet they go, yeah, but it's nah, come on, it's bad still.
They stick with the propaganda that it's
Yeah.
still, like,
well, I kind of
prison
came
drug.
to the realization that they are never going to legalize weed, at least this year, before the election, whatever it is, because Biden tweeted out a tweet and it said like, you know,
still tweets.
It's not his thumbs
not
pressing
his
buttons.
to be fair, the only thumbs we're sure of were pressing the buttons were Trump's
Oh yeah.
because he said stupid stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But he tweeted out like, teachers should be making more money. And I'm like, do it.
Yeah.
You got that power. You
Who are,
could do
who
this.
are you
Literally-
hoping hears this?
Right. Right.
What do you want me to do?
Teaching isn't a private endeavor.
Yeah, like,
Is he tweeting his affirmation?
I'm like, it's a government job. You're in control.
Yeah.
If you want to mandate a minimum wage for teachers
Do it.
countrywide, do it.
Yeah.
I'd pay more taxes for that easily. If it meant like we got really good teachers that want to be there and got paid well, like, can you imagine how little angry teachers we'd have if they all started at like 70,000?
That's every teacher's quip.
Yeah.
Is like, oh, I don't get paid enough for this. And
Right.
This, oh, okay.
But like at this point, I hate that argument because if a teacher's going to go in there and complain about money, like I complain about money, but not too much. Like if you're going to go in there and just complain, teaching's not for you.
You're
You
right.
have the skill set to go make
Right.
money somewhere else. The kids don't want to hear about you complaining. I don't want to hear about you complaining.
it's also not hidden information.
No, it's
Teachers are underpaid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that.
Like-
So the fact that you get into teaching and then go, well, I'm not paid enough. You knew that.
You
knew that going in.
Yeah. Like, ugh.
That's the other thing that we taxes could pay for. Is
Yeah.
just
Well, that's
Wasn't it supposed to?
a lot of the taxes from Colorado went to education and infrastructure.
And did it?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
They pull in like $2 or $3 billion a year from marijuana, like taxes on marijuana in Colorado alone.
yeah.
Wow.
And some of that tax money goes to places like Kentucky because they don't make enough off taxing stuff
Oh.
to support their government.
Yikes.
Imagine the rest of the country legalizing marijuana.
It would go
and being able to
crazy.
gather all those taxes to spread out this country. And I say that, and I say
It would-
specifically this country because of
It would
I hear that's how the
drag-
Civil War movie starts. I do want to see that.
It got really good reviews.
9.
Yeah.
I was
I'm-
impressed.
I put that on our calendar for movies to watch.
I'm down. I do want to watch that.
That reminds me, back to Guy Ritchie, real quick. I know we were talking about weed for a little bit,
Mhm.
but the movie's about weed.
it pertains to the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has a new movie coming out with Henry Cavill.
Yes.
The administration, something like that, of ungentlemanly warfare.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
It looks ridiculous. Cavill looks like he's not playing the normal character he plays all the time, which is like the kind of like solemn. I'm gonna talk like this. and
No
I'm
reload.
Super sad. Like he's always kind of melancholy.
Yeah.
He looks happy in this. So
Well, isn't he happy in what's that movie? Enola Holmes? Isn't he?
yeah. Oh yeah. He's Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
He's definitely happier in the second one when like the Arthur Conan Doyle estate like let him be more Sherlocky because they have so Arthur Conan Doyle is the guy that originally wrote Sherlock Holmes like way back
Right.
dinosaur ages, and then his estate, so like family members, people, publishers that are still alive that had control of what he did, said like Sherlock Holmes can not have emotion. That's like a point of whatever, how they wrote the character, how they want the character to be seen.
Huh.
And so like also Guy Ritchie movies, the Sherlock Holmes with Robert Downey.
Mm-hmm.
Was that him too?
Yeah.
That also makes more
Yeah.
sense.
That's
Yeah.
Wow.
They had to like fight to get Sherlock to even have any emotion in those movies because they wanted him played perfectly straight, and it just doesn't
Like
work
Benedict
out.
Cumberbatch is kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just very methodical, quick,
And that's it.
and that's it.
You're right.
And so that's like in Enola Holmes 1, that's how Henry Cavill is played.
Mm.
Kind of an idiot, like borderline dumbass. And then in the second one, like he's dope. The second one is like, the first one's like a solid 4 or 5.
I was wondering.
The second one's like a 7.
All right.
It's a good time. It's a lot of fun.
Cool.
Yeah, I was just saying we should go see that Guy Ritchie movie. That was all.
Who else is in it besides Cavill?
I don't know.
Is there a trailer?
Look it up. Yeah, there's multiple. It comes out next month.
Oh, well, okay. All right, cool.
Guy Ritchie's pumping out movies so fast. Because he had that one that was like Operation Fortune or whatever with Statham.
Oh, yes.
And then a month later, he had The Covenant.
month
yeah, that
later?
is Guy
Yeah.
Ritchie. That's a good
Oh,
movie.
God.
Yeah. And then
Jake Gyllenhaal.
he had something. He has something else. Look up Guy Ritchie real quick because he has something else coming out. And I thought he had something very recently, but
Covenant's
I
a really good movie.
It's a really good movie.
What's his name's in there from The Boys? Very small part.
He's
but
been popping up a lot everywhere. Like he's got movie deals across the board right now.
nice. Anthony Starr. That's
Yes.
his name.
He's in the new movie where he wears really, really tiny glasses.
Oh, you showed me that.
Operation Fortune?
Oh well, no.
No.
You
Can I see
told
your
me
phone
the
real
other
quick?
guy wears tiny glasses.
Yeah.
They
The
both
guy,
do.
The guy from the new Jack Reacher show.
Yes. Not Anthony Starr. That guy. Yeah. Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's the movie. That's the movie that he wears the tiny glasses. So Jack Reacher
Yeah, that guy.
Alan Richardson?
That
Yeah.
guy's huge.
That he's also been blowing up.
Yeah, he has.
He's
does- deservingly.
He's in another movie actually. I forget what it is, but I think it's a true story. It's out right now. I'm blanking on the
he's
name.
expressed interest in wanting to be
In Marvel,
in DC.
Oh.
He wants to be Batman.
No.
he's way too big.
Yeah.
Dude's massive.
Ben Affleck wasn't?
Ben Affleck
Yeah,
was
but-
huge, but that fit.
That fit his version of Batman.
You need to
That they
see Reacher to understand how huge
Yeah,
this man.
this dude
I mean,
is
he was
ginormous.
he was in Titans. He was a superhero in Titans. He played Hawk. I know his build. He's
Well, he's gotten bigger.
He got bigger for Jack Reacher.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
He was already so big in
Just
that.
Look up the
Huge.
picture. I love the poster, by the way. There's a poster for season 2 of Jack Reacher, and it's him facing away from the camera, and the tagline just says "Reacher's back."
Oh.
It's on his back. And I was like, it's such a good dumb joke.
Good lord, dude. Okay, yeah, he
Look,
I would like to see him play Bane at this point.
that would be good. Just because that's from Reacher right there.
yeah.
That's barely a t-shirt. Look how huge he is, and he's tall too.
That's what I was about to say. How tall is this man?
Because Affleck is 6'1", 6'2".
I think
He's
so.
6'5".
Yeah.
Oh, that guy?
Damn,
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that guy's huge.
This is Alan Richardson.
Yeah, that's his name. Yeah,
Richardson.
Yeah. Yeah.
he's huge. He plays such a good Jack Reacher too. That's a good show.
What's that show? I've only seen the clip where it seems like it's like a college show.
Blue Mountain State.
Yeah, with the condom.
I love
Oh.
that show.
I've only seen that scene. I think it's hilarious.
That's such a really good show, and you put it off for so long, and then once you finally watch it, you go, okay, yeah, no, it's stupid, real stupid humor.
Is it dated? Like, when did that show come out?
Oh no, it's one of the most offensive shows I've ever watched. Like, would not fly today.
Okay.
But if
what
you get
era
the
is
chance to
this?
watch it, like almost everybody in that show is an unknown actor or actress
At the moment.
at that moment, and really
Okay.
the only person that succeeded was Alan Richardson.
Mm.
The other one is in the Meg, the black guy with like the little gap in his teeth, bald, glasses.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about.
He's from one season of Blue Mountain State.
Is that not the same guy that's in Jurassic Park for a second?
This guy?
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. He's played in a couple different things, but again, not as big as
Richardson.
yeah.
Yeah. Really funny show though. Not recommended for anybody like under the age of 17. Just putting that out there.
Heard that.
I watched it under 17 though, but
Okay.
whatever. Taught me too much about life, if I'm being honest.
Too much.
Too much.
Too much too soon?
Too much too soon and too much. A little of both.
Okay.
Oh God. There's a really funny scene in that show. And they all have to They do like a drug Olympics where they each take a mystery drug and they lock all the doors and bar all the windows in like their frat house.
Oh my god.
It just, the cut to each person on different drugs is one of the funny. I think so. Alan Richardson plays a guy named Thad Castle.
Thad?
Yeah. And his real spoiler, his real name's not Thad. He had a lisp when he was young, and so he would say to his teachers, "I'm so Thad." And all the kids just called him Thad.
Oh.
But he comes up and he's like crazed and he's like, "I know exactly what we need to do." And he's like, "We need fire." And that's it. And they're like, "No, we don't need fire." Oh, it's a good show.
I'll check that out on my list. Was that a movie too, or just a show?
Show, then they did like a comeback movie
Okay.
much later on that went like straight to digital. It's fun. It's a good time. It's just
So it's like the opposite of Wet Hot American Summer.
yeah. And again, Wet Hot American Summer, the shows are better than the movie in my opinion. Like genuinely, like, because the movie, it kind of felt at times like they didn't expect it to be as bad as it was. The show, they fully play into how stupid it is.
Yeah.
And it's just much better written. And the story arcs are.
Does every single person come back for the show?
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you mentioned how one of them came back. He's like, "Oh, fat." But he's still supposed to play
It's
the
the
same
beginning of
character.
summer. They're all still playing 15-year-olds, but it's been 20 years since the movie. Half of them have gained a lot of weight. Some of them are going gray. A couple of them are bald, but they all play the same character.
I love that.
Oh, it's such a good. It's a good time.
Even David Hyde Pierce?
Yeah, he's back.
Awesome.
Just a little bit,
Okay.
but he's back. I did have something that I wanted to talk about. So you remember last pod, I was talking about how I really don't like people like cutting around me, going in the lane, the lane that is a turn lane and is no longer like a all lane. So, family member of yours,
I saw this.
decided to reach out,
Yeah.
and he this
Rennie.
upset
It was
me.
Rennie.
Um,
It was a comment, wasn't
yeah,
it?
it was a comment on one of our platforms, and he was like, "Tyler, it's called the zipper merge method. You're supposed to let them in," and I want to just address this because it pissed me off. Because now I think everybody thinks that I'm some asshole that just doesn't let people merge. I let people merge. They're allowed to go. What they're not allowed to do is go around me.
That changes everything.
It does, because like on a highway, or like, you know, when people are like they're doing the merge onto the highway, if I'm in the right lane, I'm gonna zip them in. They're gonna get zipped right up. Zipper method to the max. Fly will be not down in that scenario. They're gonna be let in. I'm a nice guy when I drive. However, if I know a lane is gonna become a non-merge lane, and you're gonna go, "Oh, I'm so much better than everybody," and like speed around, if nobody else lets you in, I'm not gonna let you in. Especially once the dotted line just goes away. As soon as the dotted lines go away, in my opinion, you've committed.
To play a small devil's advocate in that, they might not be privy to the area, so they might not
don't
know
care.
that lane ends.
Do a little detective work. Why is nobody else in that fucking lane?
I don't know.
Well, that's why they take it.
But it's oh god.
Because they think that, because I have a very similar one right next to my house where I live, and people go in that lane and then they go, "Oh snap, this lane ends and I gotta get over."
But
So they might just not be privy to what's going
like,
on.
let's say we all pull up to that light, 3 lanes, you know, we're driving along. I know good people, as soon as they seen the left lane must turn left thing, they're like, "All right, I gotta merge." Those people merge early. What I'm talking about is somebody that's like behind me in the middle lane, that's eventually just going to become the only left lane, and they're like sitting behind me, and then they're like, "No, I'm going to go in front of you." And so they merge to then merge back immediately, but now the point
They're just
where
trying to get ahead of
they're
you.
just trying to get ahead of me. That's it. They're not like merging because they don't understand what's going on. They're just trying to get ahead. They're being assholes. So I like to mess with them. That is what I like to do. If there's a zipper method to be had, Rennie, there's going to be a zipper method that's done correctly.
I don't know.
Rennie's laughing right now.
Yeah,
He's
100%. You've got to be like a huge asshole for me to not like just let you in. And granted, like in situations like that, if someone were to go around me like that, I'd just be like, I would literally just be driving, just be like, all right, dick. But like that's it. I'm never then gonna participate and make this into something slightly bigger just to like try and piss them off or annoy them.
I just like it because I have a little giggle after it.
Do you?
If I successfully block one of those assholes and I see them get stuck at that light and they're just right blinker on, they're stuck. Everybody behind them is like there waiting to turn left, but they can't because this asshole's stuck
Just
here.
trying to still get back in.
Still trying to get back in. Solid line. I hate people who cross solid lines, by the way, because that was like rule number 1 of driver's ed was like solid lines mean no. And everybody's like, who cares?
Did you guys both take driver's ed?
Did you not?
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
I took an online one that was self-paced and I didn't read anything.
I showed up, took the test, and I got a license. I never took a class.
Oh yeah, my mom made me take like a class that was like 3 classes or something.
No,
I think
because I never had a permit. I got my license a bit later. I say a bit later.
God,
I waited
drive
like
around with you all the time.
What?
I was gonna say I drive around with you all the time.
Yeah.
At least it's not as bad as our other friend.
Ooh.
In his driving methods.
Oh.
We have a friend that drives 1 foot on the gas,
that
1
friend.
foot on the brake.
Oh, you told me about
Yeah.
this. Oh, I think I know. I remember. Oh
Yeah.
my god, dude, that is wild.
Nutella?
That's crazy, dude. That's crazy.
No one knows.
But
They'll think it's some weird origin story.
If he's ever in town, I feel like we got to have him here
100%.
just for a brief moment to defend himself.
there is no defense to that.
That's what I'm saying. It's really funny to see him try to defend it. It's the same thing.
Isn't that also illegal?
It's
obviously
not,
they can't, like,
it's frowned
enforce
upon.
that,
It's frowned upon.
but-
It's like driving with like sandals or barefoot. Isn't that? Can't you like legally like technically
I
not
think
do
in
that?
some states you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Because like,
But like
your
who's?
sandal could
I would-
fall off and get stuck or something like that.
I
something
want to
like
know what cop has like caught someone. Just be like, I'm gonna pull this guy over. I know he's got no shoes.
His opinions on things sometimes get so bad that like our other buddy that just finished playing Last of Us Part 2,
Mhm.
him and I like we define things as either they're like a good decision or a good opinion or they're this person's opinion.
Nutella opinion.
And, like he doesn't like driving in the rain. I love driving in the rain.
Yeah. Why?
I think it's cozy.
What's
it's
his
fine.
argument? He's
He
got to
can't
use his
see.
wipers. He can't see.
And he says he can't see, and then we go, "You have windshield wipers."
Yeah. Like
that. He
unless
still doesn't.
the only time where it's like kind of annoying is if it's a downpour and it's at night and
Yeah.
there's like a bunch of like street lights and whatnot.
Yeah, because
And
then
that-
it's reflecty.
right.
But
Cool.
on the flip side, he loves driving in blizzard conditions.
That's wow.
How is that better?
whack.
What?
He's like, it's like being in Star Wars going through hyperspace. I'm like, sure.
What are you, a child?
So he's driving with
What are you,
his brights on.
And also probably
More
driving
speed.
faster than he should be. Yeah. That's crazy. The only reason I don't like driving in like not great weather is like
There are more accidents. That
my
could happen.
biggest thing about driving is you may see yourself as a decent driver, but then you have to trust everybody else on the road.
100%.
And when it comes to weather stuff, I do not.
You got people
obviously
in,
makes me trust people way less.
yeah. You got people in Ford F-150s all-wheel drive. And it's
Yeah,
like, I
some-
can plow through
well,
anything.
Some people, when it's raining out, even if they're in like a little tiny Honda Civic from 1995, flying down the
Yeah.
highway, and I'm going, have you never even heard of the word hydroplane? Like, what do you think is gonna happen?
It's-
That's what really gets me. I
it's-
hate that.
It's nuts. That's the one time, like if I'm driving in like shit conditions, like in a blizzard, and I'm like going like no faster than 30. I don't care who's behind me. I can't see the lanes right now. I'm turning on my hazards. You do what you will. I'm going at this pace. Fuck around.
No, and I think, like, especially in
find out.
Colorado, because it snows all the time here, I think Coloradans go to one end of the spectrum whenever it snows. It's either, oh my gosh, I've never driven in snow before. Please, God, help me. I'm going to die. Or you are all wimps. I'm going to kill all of you on my way to my destination. There's no in between. And it's like people I know are like, fine. But then, like, people I don't know, everybody has a death wish, either by getting rear-ended because they're going -4 miles an hour in the left lane, especially when it's snowing. Get the fuck in the right lane, and then when you need to merge.
Yeah.
Also, in those cases where like you literally can't see the lanes because it's just covered, wouldn't you ideally just want to be most in the center as possible?
In the right lane.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah,
Well,
but like
just-
in the center, like if you're on the highway,
Are you telling me you drive down the center of the highway when it snows?
if I can't see the lanes, yeah, I'm dead center.
You mean middle lane, not like.
That's yeah. That,
Are
yeah.
you thinking like you drive
like
in the
median?
Because when it's
You
like
guys are
that,
stupid.
when it's
There's
like
nobody on the road here. What are you guys doing driving over there where all the people
We're
are?
gonna be looking for Arby.
when it's like that and you can't see the lanes, you don't want to be the first person. You want to be following somebody
That too. Yeah.
because like then
Buddy, it's a
essentially,
buddy system.
then essentially it's up to them to go like, hey, this is where we're going, okay?
Oh,
This guy walked so I could run. Oh my god.
no.
Yeah. What?
Speaking
That's
of
a
just
stupid opinion.
what
Nutella,
the-
I'm looking at you right now.
Speaking of travel, Boeing.
Oh, I saw there was a John Oliver episode. What happened?
Okay, so
I didn't read the
a
article.
couple weeks ago, maybe more than a couple weeks now, a Boeing plane traveling somewhere from somewhere, I don't know where, lost its door mid-flight.
What?
So door just gone.
like in the movies,
Yes.
and now
Mask
everyone's
drop.
just holding on for dear
and
life.
there's video. Well, so like once it popped, the pressure obviously dropped,
Right.
which is why you need those masks.
Uh-huh.
But then you're kind of fine past that point because they were getting close. They like had to do an emergency
Now
landing
it's
in an
just
airport.
exhilarating.
But there's a video of just the door being wide open, flying over as they're getting close to landing. So that's a Boeing one. Then more recently, like
the tire,
the tire falling
I heard
off,
about that
the
one.
engine catching on fire.
all Boeing planes.
all Boeing planes.
Oh wow.
And the John Oliver episode is great because it emphasizes like this is not a new thing. It's just being reported on a lot right now. And Boeing makes 90% of the planes out there that we fly.
Mhm.
And they're like, there's screws missing. There's like, there's a mechanism. And you remember the flight MH470 or whatever it was that like went down in Malaysia?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that just went missing.
Yeah.
That was a Boeing plane.
Uh-huh.
And it's because they had a mechanism on board that because of how fast the plane was, they found that it could get to a point where it would stall. So they had a mechanism that would auto course correct if it felt like it was stalling, or if it felt like the kick up was too much, it would do this. However, it failed or overcorrected a couple times. So instead of like going like this and leveling, they would be level and it would go
Oh
just
shit.
and there was no backup to turn it off. Some of the pilots didn't even know about it because Boeing said you don't need to be trained on this. It's so accurate.
Sketch.
And then Boeing poured like a lot of money into like they audit themselves. So like safety inspectors are paid by Boeing to come in and audit themselves.
How is that allowed?
You should watch the John Oliver episode because it's like it borderline makes me not want to fly in planes anymore.
Oh yikes, dude! I don't need another fear on the
It's-
plane. Dude.
Wow.
It's incredible. incredible the amount of stuff they get away with. And because they lobby the government so much, nobody's going to do anything about it.
That's true, but I mean, apparently, like John Oliver said, it's just being reported on a lot now. There's still like hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of flights a year.
Yep.
So like, it's still, I would imagine,
Like what would
A
be the average
lower
percentage
percentage.
rate, right, of something crazy happening?
actually
like that?
happening. Yeah.
I think it's just how much it's been happening right now.
Like what's going on?
Well, didn't you say that's just because you're just hearing about it more? It's getting
Yeah.
reported on more by regular people, not obviously the news, which
But then
could.
one of the whistleblowers from Boeing,
Mhm.
you know, the guy that leaked that there was all this issues behind the scenes,
Mhm.
he killed himself
I knew that's where this was
Oh
going.
my god.
about 2 weeks ago. And the week before, he had told a friend, I'm feeling uneasy. I have no plans of suicide. And he died. They haven't released it fully, I don't think. But that's too suspicious for right now.
Was that also in the John Oliver episode?
No, because this
Oh.
happened after the John Oliver episode.
Oh god.
So it's like, it's getting to the point where it's,
Shadier by the minute.
yeah, there was some, you know, the John Travolta thing where he's like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
it's really messed up, but somebody did that, and it was like the whistleblower from Boeing in heaven. And he's like, everybody's finding out about it anyway. And he's just like this. He's like, you found out about it anyway.
Well, that's what's crazy about the world now is that if you're gonna whistleblow in a huge company, you literally have to tell other people that, hey, I'm not planning on killing myself.
Yeah.
So if something happens,
Just know.
yeah,
Shit
like
happened.
right. So that's so crazy that people have to do that.
Because
nowadays.
I saw Grant, and take this with a grain of salt, I only saw this on a couple of TikTok videos. Isn't there like a certain UFC fighter that's like got conspiracies going on with him about to like blurt out some crazy shit, and then the next day his like whole demeanor changed, and he was like,
I'm
like,
not sure.
real
I
quiet
haven't heard
about it.
This.
I know what you're talking
You know what I'm
about.
talking about?
He was the one that was like, they strapped me to the bed and like
yeah,
forced me to like watch.
something like
Some-
that.
Who was? Do you remember the name of the
I
guy?
don't.
know.
Huh.
But it feels more like some mental thing. Because the quick change in demeanor and all this stuff, like
Mhm.
he has a history of this stuff.
Mm.
So that doesn't seem as much as like a conspiracy as it does somebody like Kanye, who just needs to take a step back. He's a UFC fighter, so
And stay
head
there.
trauma. Like it's the same thing with like Aaron Rodgers. Dude needs to shut his mouth at this point and either play football or don't. Like
Well, he's injured. Can't really.
he can stay injured. I'm okay with that. Did you hear who a potential? You know Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Isn't he the senator or something? Or
He's-
governor or something somewhere?
something or other. But his only thing is I'm related to a
Right.
Kennedy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just kind of it's like Jeb Bush running for president. Like nobody really wants you.
Mhm.
Like, but apparently he's running as a full independent on the side because he didn't get either nomination, obviously. And his current floated VP pick is fucking Aaron Rodgers.
What?
And everybody's like, I don't think we should have Aaron Rodgers that close to the presidency. This dude can't win a Super Bowl. What makes you think he?
You saw how he did this season?
Does he not have a Super Bowl?
Not recently, at least.
Oh, well, that doesn't mean he doesn't have one. I mean,
No, it's
I could have
He
sworn.
definitely
I
has
could have
one.
sworn he's won a Super Bowl.
He's
Right?
won at least one.
yeah.
I'm just
Okay.
saying recently he's gone downhill a little bit.
I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, again, we
Elderly.
don't know. Everybody suspects that he just tried to do enough at the Packers near the end to get a new
Yeah.
contract,
Mhm.
and then he got injured his first actual game. So nobody really knows what he's truly capable of as of right now.
Yeah, that's fair. But I mean, if he becomes vice president, he won't have to show that again.
And on a semi-similar note, one, I won't be surprised if Russell Wilson does good at the Steelers.
Elsewhere.
He's signed to the Steelers.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, he
But
did.
on-
Yeah, it's
yeah.
confirmed.
On the other hand, they also got Justin Fields to back him up, supposedly to back him up. And I would there's a couple things here. I would love to see if they actually let them fight for the position in preseason. I would love to see Justin Fields take it from him and have Russell Wilson benched for the Steelers. On the other hand, if Russell Wilson is just flat out the starting quarterback, I'm sorry. I don't wish anything bad for other fans, but it's just going to make me laugh that somebody thought he would do well on another team from what he did to the Broncos. Like, he was paid an insane amount of money and then
bought a crazy house.
Nothing.
Sold it.
He also, like, in the midst of all of it, like, they found out it was something like 85% of donations to his charity don't actually go to charitable
Shocking.
locations. They go to payroll and all this stuff. Like, it's he swindled Colorado.
Oh yeah.
Like,
well, so did the Seahawks in general. Sorry.
Yeah.
But they
Honestly,
they admitted to hiding everything that was bad about Russell Wilson to make him look as good as he did. Now, I get it. He won a Super Bowl against the Broncos, but the Broncos beat themselves. I'll always say that.
Yeah.
Don't laugh.
I will laugh.
That's a fact. So we had such a young team besides Peyton Manning that were so inexperienced, and it was over from the first snap.
That's why I laughed.
The Broncos beat themselves. The Seahawks did not beat the Broncos because, on the other hand, the Seahawks should have annihilated the Patriots.
Yeah.
And did not. Should have absolutely won in that last play. Did not, for an stupid reason that
you can see the PTSD over here forming.
I feel the same way.
I am playing back that
I feel the
play
same
right
way
now in my
because
head.
I wanted throughout all those years, I wanted the Patriots to lose every single time, and the fact that they didn't most of the time made me so upset.
Well, just total spin-off.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about the Chiefs these days.
Yes.
I want the Chiefs to lose all the time.
In the beginning, I was fine with it because I knew the Broncos weren't Super Bowl 50 Broncos anymore.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? At least it's an AFC West team. Like, we're in the same division. Thank you. And I was like, I was fine with it. And then now, like, there's so many bandwagon fans, and I'm going like, y'all
calm the fuck down.
What?
Please.
It's
the Swifties.
So wild. That makes me even more mad. Taylor Swift, great. But, like, the fact that, like, so many people are, like, now have their own opinion on the sport, even though they're just Taylor Swift fans.
I think
like,
I have a little bit of pushback on that because people get really mad at Taylor Swift for, like, no reason. Like, she's just kind of there. She's obviously enjoying watching the football.
Yeah,
having
she's
a good time.
supporting her.
Yeah. Brings in a ton of revenue, brings in, like, changed the GDP of Colorado by having a concert here. Like, upped it.
I can't hate her.
No.
Yeah,
but
I'm not hating on her.
I think, like, I agree with you that people that come in immediately to a sport that they're new at shouldn't be, like, telling people they're wrong right off the bat. But I do really like that it's bringing in people that probably would have never watched football.
Oh yeah,
otherwise.
that's
like,
great.
Somebody was joking, like, they were like, can Taylor Swift just please date, like, a climate scientist or something so we can get global warming out of the way, and then she can come back to the Chiefs?
That would also help her because she get in a little bit of a trouble
flying her plane everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, she flies her plane. That's one thing you
she's
can't
one of the
hate her
biggest
for.
celebrities that flies her private jet.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then you have, like, because I listen to, like, the Jason Bateman podcast all the time, and they talk about flying private here and there, but they're like, if we do fly private, it's like a lot of people on the same movie. So it's not like one person getting there before everybody else. He's like, most of the time, I'll fly with my kids in, like, you know, coach on Frontier. And he's like, I'm fine with this. Not Jason Bateman. Jason Bateman's a prude about it the whole time. But,
really?
like, everybody else is like, I can fly Southwest. Like, I can do that. It's fine. It's not like a big, ooh, I'm better than you. And it's like, if you have to fly private all the time, I get it. She's Taylor Swift. And she
has the money to do it.
If she walked into DIA, like, she would not get
Airport
through-
shuts down.
Yeah.
Right.
So I get it, but it's like a 15-minute plane ride for like an hour drive is what she's trading off.
Mhm.
And like you should be able to sit in a car for an hour instead of wasting,
Or those tour buses. Those
Yeah.
tour buses are like
they used
are
to tour
mini
like,
apartments on a
drive
highway.
around the entire country. And now it's like jet plane, jet plane, jet plane, jet plane, jet plane, jet plane, jet plane.
Yeah.
Well, she also has like 10 semis for her, or even more for her concerts. Yeah.
Tour production.
Yeah.
That's
She does great for the economy, but really bad for the environment.
I mean,
Her carbon footprint for just her
Is huge.
is insane compared to every other individual.
doesn't Jeff Bezos have like a stupid fucking yacht that just sits there and does
Yeah.
nothing?
They had to what's the word for it? They had to
fuck that guy.
unconstruct a bridge to get
Come
his
on.
yacht to sea.
There's too much money, and then I got a bridge reconstructed
Yeah.
to fit my yacht money.
Yeah.
Like, we're kind of approaching the end here, but just a couple last thoughts. Like, I was looking at like the billionaire tax rate in Europe is like 55%. After your like first, I think it's after your first like
Jesus.
30 million,
Mhm.
you get taxed at 55%, which I'm like, yeah, do that. That's saying like you get taxed normally up until you've made 30 million and $1. Like
That's almost like just stay there.
30 million?
Yeah.
Get out
Yeah.
of town. You know? Like it's crazy to me that people they just are like, no, I need this $400 million. Like, no, you don't.
Their only caveat to that, or at least a lot of their reasoning, is they're trying to set up like future generations. And it's like, I get that, but like you're also spending
How much you trying to set them up?
you're also spending a lot of that money, and then that's why you also have to make more money.
right.
And it's like
everybody's like, they're so good for the economy. And in my opinion, I'm like, no,
what
they're
is?
billionaires. I'm like, no, they're hoarding money. Like
Mhm.
these billionaires, they're not paying their workers anymore. So they're not helping out the bottom of the economy.
Mhm.
They're not spending that money on like real things that help the economy. They're buying stupid stuff from their friends to increase their friends' money. And they just do it again and again. And then they screw everybody else out. And everybody, like anybody that defends a billionaire having $1 billion is an idiot to me, personally. Like, I don't think billionaires should exist.
the only one I would even try to argue is Elon Musk, though, just because he's using a lot of his money to progress humanity in different ways. And
But-
I understand people have gripes with basically everything he's doing with all his different companies besides Twitter. Twitter he just did as like a joke, which is again weird.
It's stupid. Well, first of all, he's lost $30 billion on that, which is crazy to me.
Yeah, but he doesn't care.
yeah, which is also crazy to me.
Yeah,
30 billion
exactly.
is so much
Exactly.
money.
That's
But he
pocket
doesn't
change
care
for
about
him.
that.
Yeah.
But he has the Boring Company, he has SpaceX, and he has Tesla.
But like,
All three of those are helping in a way people as humanity in general.
I think like I would agree with you like 6 years ago, but just heard grits from down the hall.
Yeah.
Oh.
But like now, Tesla hasn't really done anything to like push their stuff further into the future. They've kind of hit this plateau
Well,
while
wait.
other electric car makers are soaring in different ways of like charging the car, keeping the car powered, making more sustainable like parts for cars. The biggest thing Tesla's done is the Cybertruck, and that thing sucks.
That thing does suck, but Tesla also already has like a baseline for that. They
They
don't
do,
really
yeah.
need to increase that technology because they are essentially the baseline for that tech.
But like it's
He also has the supercharger infrastructure. No other company really does to charge their cars. The only thing he needs to change is where that energy actually comes from.
Yeah.
Because it's still fossil fuel and coals and stuff.
But I think like the biggest thing that I've been seeing now, because, you know, I have been on Twitter so much and I've seen him interacting as a real human. He is not the one. He's not the smarty pants that we think he is. Like, I agree. Those companies have done outstanding things. SpaceX and the like rocket that can land itself, that's incredible.
I
That's
think
incredible.
he's put in the work to get to where he's at now. The
Well,
impression I'm getting is like he's checked out. Like he's got the money.
He's focused on his Twitter stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
And-
yeah, but he's also running all those other companies too. But Twitter, like you said, is taking a lot of his time right now.
Which is...
But he's already set up Tesla, SpaceX, the Boring Company, the other one that does the satellites to get internet everywhere.
But
He's set up the infrastructure to have the people working for him, I guess, to run that company autonomously without his huge input that he needs.
I mean, that's just the CEO in general. That's what they should be. And that's also why, like, CEOs should
Right, but
not be paid as much as they are.
They're for ginormous companies,
Yeah.
though. He has several ginormous companies.
But, like, SpaceX and Tesla weren't his. He stole both of them.
I get that.
Yeah. And that to me is, like, it's more in
But
line
he
with,
brought
like,
them to what they are now.
Yeah,
they
he
weren't
definitely-
what they were.
like, you can't... I think my thing is, like, him now is not the person I would have thought he would have become 6 years ago. Because, like, he fought so hard for, like, green energy everything. Like, that was his big thing. Like,
Mhm.
he wanted solar, he
It
wanted
still
electric
is.
cars. It's not. He's been, like, arguing back against, like, solar energy. He's been, like, promoting, like, oil
Why would he
stuff
do
on...
that? Tesla still
Because it
still
caters to
has-
his new base. That's what's changed, is he's become a little bit... He doesn't have to make any money, but he's become a little bit of, like, a... You know, because all the people on the left got pissed at him for some reason. I actually don't remember the original, like, reason, because they used to love him. And I think it's just because he's a billionaire, and he's snapped back against that. But now he's, like, this super conservative, like, I hate trans people. Like, there is no, you know, there's no prejudice from cops against black people kind of stuff. Like, promoting Nazis and, like, blocking people that say a Nazi. Like, he's changed at his core, because I used to like him. I used to really like him.
I don't know. He probably has always been that. You're just seeing that come out because, like,
And I
he's
think,
a bigger person now.
and I think that's my issue, is, like, I've come to the realization that he's not a good person after I really, like, I wanted a Tesla. I would have killed for a Tesla, 4 years ago, before he started becoming more vocal about who he truly is.
I get that, but can you then like go against him and the things that he's still doing for humanity? I mean, I understand that you may view him as a bad person, but he's also still doing a lot of what you could call good things
But, like,
for people. Whether
it's-
you agree with his ideologies or not.
So my thing there is, like, what he's doing at these companies is, at this point in time, he's so focused on this newly revealed persona of his that the other stuff is just being autonomized. Anybody could do his CEO job at any of these companies now, and they'd be progressing just as fast.
Yeah, but he brought them to that point, though.
I get that, but he is not the specialty behind those. He funded it, sure. He's not the reason, like, he's not the person creating all this. He's taking credit for
you
it.
could argue both ways, though. He might not have done the entire thing, but he absolutely helped those companies get to that
that's
point.
That's what I'm saying. Is, like,
So, like, you can go from both ways.
but now, like, he's not doing enough over here to justify what he's saying over here. Because
Yeah.
the
Well, he's under a microscope. He's the richest man on paper in the world. He's under a microscope.
but it's like
so you're gonna learn everything about him.
it's like I get like the under a microscope thing if he wasn't tweeting out every bit of intention that he has about everything. If he's under a microscope, then him is a billboard. It's like putting a billboard under a microscope. You're seeing a lot of a lot. Like he's not a good person, at least anymore. I don't know if he ever was, kind of like you were saying, like that could have just been who he was, and now it's coming out there. But like his attacks on like trans people and all this stuff and like promoting all this stuff about like how he promoted a totally fake article about how like the Nazis started the trans movement when it was the opposite and the Nazis killed 30,000 trans people. Like it's crazy how ridiculous he's gone downhill because he used to just, even if he did think all this stuff, he was silent. He would come out every now and then, and everybody was like,
he was too busy building those companies. Now he has a lot more free time.
Yes, and now, like, if he's going to do all this, great, but it's tainting these. Like, because he's so powerful,
I mean,
I just don't think people make him out to be, like, this tech messiah. Like,
definitely not that.
That's, like, Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, the people that, like, truly
created technology.
it, brought it, invented it, all that stuff. He was just a good businessman with a lot of money at the time. I don't think he should be in charge of any of these companies anymore because I truly think like his ego is preventing them from furthering it. Because Tesla they were the first to be out. They should be ahead of the game right now, but they're falling behind because they put so much focus in that stupid ass Cybertruck that can't even go up a hill.
Like, again, it's arguable though, because Tesla is still the biggest producer of electric cars for the best price. And I understand their quality has been questioned ever since they've been
I think
massively produced.
Their quality has gone down for sure.
In different ways.
The batteries exploding thing is, I think, the biggest one.
Yeah, but they fixed that already.
Well, they recalled them.
Right.
Which is still like recalling like 500,000 vehicles is.
But that would have killed another company if they did that to their electric vehicles.
Well, not one of the big companies because the government would bail them out.
Yeah. Yeah. And Tesla also has the best self-driving capabilities of any car because they have their own like network that they share. Yeah. And other companies are having to create their own thing. So, I mean, I don't know. I understand that, like, you're looking at all these bad things from him, but the mass isn't. The mass isn't absorbing all of this from him. They're just taking his products because they're decent products. I mean, like, he still sells solar for houses.
Just not
as well.
But that's, yeah.
And that was also a big thing in... what was it, Texas a couple years ago when they had those ice storms and like a lot of neighborhoods were blacked out. Of course, a huge article came out that his Tesla Powerwalls were like the saviors some of these houses. So, I mean, I don't know. I kind of agree with you that he should probably step down and put his focus into something, whether it's X, whether it's Tesla or anything else.
Like how it used to be.
He's too spread out with these ginormous companies. So he needs to give the reins off to somebody else.
Well, and I think that's what happened. Not to compare them, because I think, they're both assholes, but Steve Jobs was also like, when he got fired the first time, it's because he was spread too thin. And then he had like a bad launch. And they were like, see ya.
Because what's his name just stepped down too? Bezos. Bezos stepped down from Amazon.
He stepped down.
Right. But he did that to focus on what, like Blue Origin or something?
Yeah, he wanted to focus on his because they're in that billionaire space race.
Yeah.
But it's stupid. It's all stupid.
It's a different space race though, because like,
they're just trying to get to space and like have a satellite up there that people can go and hang out.
Exactly.
They want a hotel in space. Is what they want.
I don't think Elon's even doing that though, is he?
I don't think
I think Elon's focus is Mars.
But even that, like,
This is starting to sound less like a space race and more of just like who a bigger dick competition.
that's what it is.
That's
what
exactly
it always,
what it
that's,
is.
That's what it is with
But
billionaires.
that is the space race, though. Is
because at a certain point, money doesn't matter to them, and they're just like, how can I outdo this billionaire? It just becomes like a fisticuffs
right
back and forth.
And at that point, it doesn't feel like this is for humanity. It's like, no, this is just, I want to claim this.
It's not for humanity as soon as the tickets were like over $10,000.
Ridiculous.
Because it was multiple.
I think it's like 200K, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's how much it costs to go in the submarine.
Oh, I think the space one is 200K too.
I thought it was like $1 million.
It might be. I know it was
It's
way
not
up
for us.
there.
All I remember, and just to cap out this conversation, get to the end, William Shatner went up, he came back down, and he said, I don't ever want to do that again because it filled me with so much dread that I cannot even see life clearly anymore.
Is that a real Shatner quote?
Mm-hmm. Not verbatim, but like, he's like, I went up there, I saw how small Earth was, and I felt empty. And he's like, I felt empty since. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I
Good
regret
Lord.
going up there with every fiber of my being.
You realize how
Significant.
Just how small you are.
general,
Yeah,
how
yeah.
insignificant really our lives can be in
In the grand scheme of
relation
things.
to the fucking universe. Like, obviously our lives are important to ourselves, but
They
like,
are ants, Michael. They are ants.
All right. But I think that caps off our episode. This one was a little bit longer this week. That's fine. Whatever. Yeah, I think here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go out on a quack. But this week, you got to do a duck who's just been stabbed and betrayed by his best friend.
Like,
why does it have to be
emotionally?
his best friend?
That's where the emotion has to come in. Somebody you're not, or not even best friend, just like somebody you're not expecting to betray you has stabbed you, betrayed you at the end of the movie or the climax. Go. Who's going first?
Oh, me, I'm not ready.
give it to the OG.
I'm trying to.
I think we got to go with Rudy because
Because this is my first time going first.
I did the ice cream one first. Yeah.
no, that was me. You did the ice cream one first. I
Yeah.
think I did the one that we didn't release first.
Yeah.
All right. Betrayed by my best friend. Stabbed in the back.
Or the front.
Quack. Quack. Quack.
He gets stabbed 3 times.
No, it's not physically stabbed.
It was the realization
Yeah,
of
it was the-
getting
yeah.
stabbed and then realizing who did it, and you go,
He was processing it right then and
that
there.
he got stabbed. Your duck did
no,
get
I think
stabbed, yes?
No,
I think
no,
he
he
gets
didn't.
stabbed
No, he's saying
before the quacks.
He's saying he just like got, metaphorically stabbed in the back.
I took it as
Oh.
a metaphor. Yeah, there was no actual knife.
No,
Oh.
I'm saying there's an actual knife.
Oh, well, yeah, he got stabbed 3 times. I'm not doing it.
Oh, this one's so difficult.
I think I got it.
Quack.
Quack. Quack.
That's pretty
Oh,
good.
yours is dying.
Yeah,
Well, obviously
he
he's
gets-
dying.
He's stabbed. He's
getting
a duck.
stabbed.
He's a duck stabbed by a knife.
Oh,
He's got that final look in his eye like, oh, it was you, you son of a bitch. Low rain.
With bangs.
Might have to cut that.
No, we're fine.
Oh man. What? Don't make me fucking laugh. I'm trying to get into this.
What are you, method acting?
Yes. Trying to get into this. Fuck. I was there. Now I gotta get there again. Hold on. What? What?
Oh my god.
That was good.
Holy shit.
Oh,
I believe you have won the Oscar for that one, sir.
Oh, his hands real bumpy.
Oh my god.
That's so cool.
all right.
All right,
Well,
let's end this.
yeah. Thank you for watching. Apologies for how long this one was, but I think we all had a good time. And we'll see you next Monday.
We'll see you next Monday.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Deuces.